Igbo African Spirits by SIRIUS UGO ART. The Igbo word for deity is Agbala or Agbara. This is also the esoteric Igbo word for energy. The Igbo word for spirit is Chi. In Afa, Chi is called Aka Ora, Ijitofu, or Ijite Ora. This art book unveils some of the best SIRIUS UGO art of Igbo spirits from 2017 to 2021, dedicated to all Igbo people and the entire universe. Acknowledgements, inspirations from, and gratitudes to NNE-CHUKWU, CHUKWU-AJATA, OSE-OTULE, Onobudogo, AGBOGHO-MMUO, EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI, NNE-ONU-IGBO, Igbo, AKA-MA-ETE, NNE-CHI, EKE-ORIE, AFO, NNE-NKWO, ndị ọkpụ na ndị egede, Igbo dibias, ezumezu niile, ndị niile si n'Igbo ga-adị teghete. Akwụ agali ose, atụ NNE-CHUKWU komosu, the universal mother, the cosmic womb, akwali ọmụmụ, ọdọ ọmụmụ, nne ọmụmụ, NNE-CHUKWU, akwụ agali, the realm of the grand lady of the all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good. She is also known in Afa as Odiobala, which is a NNE-AGWU, NNE-AGWU, who gave birth to Obala, which is Ada, the expansion of the universe, the expanding universe, filled with asteroids and shooting stars. Who then became Osobala, which is Anyanwu, the light of the world. Just like Apep and Atum, EKE-IDEMILI represent matter and spirit, or the creator and the life force. In the beginning, without end, there was EKE-IDEMILI. They are the divine mother and the divine father. Eke represented the original chaos of creation, while Chi represented the original order. The symbol of Chi is the circle and the dot in the middle, while the symbol of Eke is the python, both of them representing spirit and matter. In Afa, Aka Ofu is the esoteric name for Chukwu as the progenitor or the primordial spirit of the universe. Aka in this sense doesn't mean hand. Aka is proto, original, primordial, the source, origin. In science, the elements of Chukwu would be proton, atomic number 1, Chineke. In the Pan-Igbo cosmology, the universe came into being through an event known as Chineke and Chineke. This event explains the splitting of Eke from Chi and how Chi resurrected Eke with his tears. In science, the event of Chineke is called the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang. Odachi is Big Bang. Komosu, Koromayasu, the divine primordial revealer, Nneke, and her divine husband, Chukwu anya na-ele ụwa, the infinite watcher of all. Both of them became what we know in Igbo spirituality today as Enu na Ana, the sky and the earth. Every original Igbo consultation to the spirits begins with gratitude to Enu and gratitude to Ana as the divine mother and the divine father. Ogodokomosu, the body of the earth goddess, Ajana. We are all an embodiment of the body of the earth mother, which is matter. Ogodokomosu is the sacred body of the earth goddess. She can be consulted with a kola nut. The kola nut represents the seed of the earth mother, and her day is Afo, which is the third day in Igbo's 4 weekdays. Ajana. Komosu became the androgynous Igbo earth goddess known as Ajana, Ani, Ana, Allah in various Igbo dialects. The body of Komosu became the dry lands of the earth known as Ajana. And from Ajana, all species of the earth emerged. Thus, Afa says that Igbo Sowa Senite, which means that Igbo emerged with the universe, or that Igbo emerged from the body of the earth. The first Igbo people, Ndembo, are the seed people of the earth. Omuadoana. There are so many ancient Igbo cosmic schools of thought that present this fact. In Igbo spirituality, Chukwu does not live in the sky like the world was taught to believe. Thus, Igbo manifested that Chukwu dwells at the core of the cosmos. The Igbo creational account, known as Ado n'Igbo, explains this. Ado, the cosmic seed yam, is Chukwu planting himself on earth, and thus became the molder of all things in his own image, such as apes and humans. Ado, Chukwu, The Igbo word for ape or chimpanzee is adaka, which is ado, aka. The word breaks down as ado, aka. In Afa, ado, aka, or aka, ado literally means original seed or primordial seed, the first seed. The ancient Igbo ancestors or the first human form beings of the earth were ape gods and ape goddesses, which the Western world call Homo erectus, the upright man in modern science. The Igbo word for human is mmado. This name also breaks down as mmado, enlightened seed. Mma means enlightenment, illumination. Mmado, enlightened seed. And since the primordial mother of the Igbo, Ajana, is androgynous, it is clear that Ado, Chukwu, is her masculine form on earth. EKE-IDEMILI. The first Igbo woman was an immortal forest-dwelling spirit named Oma. She was called Oma because she came from the moon, and she is the moon itself, Onwa. She is also called Oma because she is the mother of omnibenevolence. She blessed Igbo women with cocoyam, Ede. Oma is an embodiment of the natural beauty of Igbo women. She is also called NNE-ATU, a beautiful woman. She is NNE-ETE, the divine mother creator, in her all-good form, which is the spring and summertime. This is when she manifests the true meaning of Igbo, which is the forest of life. Igbo. Igbo is the name of the first Igbo man. The immortal man Igbo is the first son of Chukwu na Ajana. He blessed Igbo men with yam, ji. Igbo manifests himself in various forms. Many times he is called Ahobunaga, Arobunaga, or Obunaga. The Yorubas call him Obatala, Oba Igbo, Osere Igbo. Yoruba mythology, Obatala, Oba Igbo, was the first man on earth. He was sent by Elodumare Chukwu to create dry land. When we Africans leave Abrahamism and Western political systems and go back to our mystery systems, we will eventually see how we are all connected and related. Atolokpa Ogbe. In Afa, Igbo, Ndi Igbo, and Onu Igbo is called Atolokpa Ogbe. This Afa unveils what Igbo people need to know about being Igbo and how following the principles of Igbo can help them succeed in life. Atolokpa Ogbe teaches that in order for Igbo people to become one with Igbo, they need to separate themselves from all forms of evil and dirty characteristics. It teaches that what brings out the Igbo in you is when you practice good character, good deeds, good thoughts, and have a good heart. It says that is what it means to be Igbo, and this path will make an Igbo person to become more successful and live very long. Ọmụmụ Agụnkwo. The birth of Agụnkwo, the ancient Igbo sun god. The ancient Igbo Chi of the sun. The betting spirit in Igbo spirituality is Akwali Ọmụmụ, Odo Ọmụmụ, No Ọmụmụ. That is her name. In Igbo spirituality, the sun and the stars rose from the ocean, Oshimiri. In Afa, Igbo, every spirit that dwells in the ocean, sea, river, or lake is known as EKE-IDEMILI. The water is a representation of vibration, ete, and from vibration comes forth light, ora. Various names of the Igbo spirits of the water are as follows: NNE-ONU, AKA-MA-ETE, EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI, NNE-OSHIMIRI, IDEMILI, Orash, Imoka, AKA-MA-ETE Isi, AKA-MA-ETE, EZEMMIRI, NNE-MMIRI, and many others. In the book Leopards of the Magical Dawn, CHUKWU-EKE enlightens us that the ancient Egyptian mythology known as Nun, or Nenu, originated from the Igbo name for the water goddess known as NNE-ONU. And NNE-ONU represents the primordial spirit that existed before all things. NNE-ONU Nambo, the mother who was at the very beginning of time, the mother who was at the very beginning of life. The Nubian Kemet Nenu, which is the watery abyss that gave birth to the sun spirit, Ra, is an embodiment of the Igbo mysteries of NNE-ONU or NNE-ONU, NONU, the primordial mother of the watery abyss, known as Sirius B, Obolodo, that gave birth to the light of the world. Nora. The birth of Agụnkwo is the birth of the Igbo solar spirits, known in various Igbo clans as Anwụ, Ora, Ọha, Otudeligwe, AKA-MA-ETE, and EZE-OTULE. The sun is the life force of the world, for without the sun nothing will live. Nora is the mother of the Igbo sun spirit, just like Neth is the mother of Ra, the Kemet sun spirit. Nora is also one of the various names for Venus in Igbo spirituality. NNE-ETE. Vibration Ete is the mother of light, or Ra. The mother of the sun god, Ra, represents the Igbo mother goddess, NNE-ETE. The mother of vibration. There are many similarities between the Igbo goddess NNE-ETE and the Kosh Kemet goddess Neth. NNE-ETE is the goddess of weaving, just like NNE-ETE. The modern and also ancient Igbo fashion is called Akwa-Ete, woven clothing. The mother is a representation of the throne of life. Nokwa, Nora. The mother is the throne of life. For it is through the mother that we all came into this realm. Both Ra and Heru are embodiments of the Igbo sun spirits, or Ra and AKA-MA-ETE. Ra Hora Kete means Ra, who is Heru of the horizon. Ra Heru Aket is literally Ora Iru Ihu Akete in Afa Igbo language. This is just more evidence proving that Egypt's Kemet was an African civilization. The Kosh Kemet civilization was made up of east, south, and western part of Africa, coming together in North Africa to build the most iconic civilization that the world has ever seen. Also, the Kemetic language and religious lexicons are very similar to the Igbo language. AKA-MA-ETE, just like in ancient Kemet, in ancient Igbo, the zoomorphic form of the sun was the falcon hawk. Ancient shamanic cultures symbolized the falcon with the sun because the falcon is one of the rarest birds that can fly very close to the sun and stare at the sun without blinking or getting burnt. Thus, the falcon sun, AKA-MA-ETE, is a representation of sight beyond sight, which is linked to the pineal intelligence gland, Osara, which dwells in the mind, Akpa-uche. AGBOGHO. The Kemet solar matron sky spirit, Heru, was also depicted as a lion-headed falcon. In Igbo, the sun spirit, AKA-MA-ETE, is also a leopard-headed falcon hawk because the constellation of Leo is a representation of the sun. The hawk, falcon, eagle, ugo, python, eke, and vulture, udele, are all major Igbo totems. These Igbo totems are mostly associated with the sun. They represent the zoomorphic forms of various Igbo solar spirits. AGBOGHO-MMUO, AGBOGHO-MMUO is the willpower of the Igbo solar spirits. His day is the Eke day, which is the first day in the Igbo 4 market days. His day is also NNE day, which is the 4th day in Igbo 4 market days. AGBOGHO or the sun spirits can be consulted with a candle or holding a kola nut towards the sun and then speaking to the sun. Also, the ritual of early morning sun gazing and evening sun gazing are all associated with the will power of the Igbo sun spirits, AGBOGHO. When a kola nut breaks into 3 loops, it is called an Oji Kenga. The name Heru and Ra are both derived from the Igbo Iruora, Ihuoha, which means the face of the sun in Afa. The name Heru means face and Ra means sun. Both Ra and Heru are zoomorphic forms of the falcon. In Afa Igbo, Ora or Ha means sun or light, and Iru means face. The falcon hawk is the face of the sun. This unveils the ancient Igbo origin of the ancient Egyptian solar cults. The many manifestations of EKE-IDEMILI. EKE-IDEMILI is EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI. EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI, NNE-OSHIMIRI. EKE-IDEMILI in various Igbo dialects is the pillar of the waters of creation. In Pan-Igbo cosmology, EKE-IDEMILI was the spirit that brought down AGBOGHO to earth. AGBOGHO is the cosmic bag of wisdom, knowledge, and health. This means that EKE-IDEMILI is a NNE-AGWU, the mother of wisdom. Thus, every Igbo shaman carries what is known as AGBOGHO because an Igbo Dibia shaman comes from Owa-AGWU, the realm of the infinite wisdom. EKE-IDEMILI is also sometimes called Isi-Mmiri, the source of water. She also has a leopard zoomorphic form known as Agwago. EKE-IDEMILI Agwago. EKE-IDEMILI with the leopard spots. EKE-IDEMILI with the leopard characteristics. This is one of her many symbolic forms. She was associated with the leopard because she is the goddess of riding, and she was the one that brought the Igbo leopard culture to earth. Idemili is the patron goddess of the people of Idemili in Igbo land, but she became the goddess that took on the attributes of various Igbo goddesses because it was manifested in Afa that she was the one that brought the bag of wisdom to earth. The Kemet goddess Sishat is an embodiment of EKE-IDEMILI. Idemili is a Nobi, the mother of the soul, the mother of the afterlife. Likewise, the mother of births. She's the mother of births and rebirths. This is also the sacred meaning of her symbol. AGNM. Agna is the warrior and healing form of Idemili, the mother of the Igbo leopard culture of Igbo land. Sekem is the ancient Kush Kemet concept of strength and health. This term is very similar to the Igbo term for great health or great strength, which is AHUISIKE. Lions did not originate from West Africa. Thus, Sekhmet of Kush and Kemet would be a leopard goddess in West Africa.
Sahu, the spirit. Desert, hot, fire.
EKE-IDEMILI. The most popular zoomorphic form of Idemili is as a python, and it is said that when a child is born in Idemili, a python visits, and the python visit signifies a good omen. It is also an abomination to kill a python in Idemili. Thus, when a python is killed in Idemili, a ritual must be conducted, and a python must be buried like a human being. Idemili as a python is an avatar of the mother of the universe, NNE-ATU, and also the mother of the Igbo. Python symbolizes creation. Python represents creativity, natural creativity, and the original source of knowledge and wisdom. Ogbu-Ide na Idemmili. Idemmili and Ogbu-Ide are a representation of the same avatar with different manifestations, similar to Aset, Isis, and Nebhet, which was copied by the Greco-Romans as Virgin Mary and Mary Magdalene. Idemmili represents the goddess of births, while Ogbu-Ide represents the goddess of death, as one of the primordial water goddesses in Igbo land. The day of Idemmili is the Orie day, and one of the major ways to consult her is to pour libation. Isi-Mmiri. The ancient Egyptian spirit known as Isis or Aset is an embodiment of Idemmili. Idemmili is often referred to as Isi-Mmiri, the source of water, and we can clearly see how the name Isis is derived from the Igbo word Isi, which means head, leader, or throne, as in Onye-Isi, and the name Isis, Aset, Ast means throne, leader, or source. Isis represents the source of life, just like Idemmili, Isi-Mmiri. The Abrahamists also concealed Isi-Mmiri as Mary. The name Mary is derived from the Latin word maris, which means water, sea. Therefore, both the Virgin Mary and Isis derive their names from Isi-Mmiri. Since Mary is a mermaid in disguise and the sun rises from the primordial waters of creation, this means that Jesus is a representation of the sun in disguise. Anwụ, iyi, aja, agwụ. The alchemical four elements represent foundation in Igbo spirituality and cosmology. In Igbo, they are known as EKE-IDEMILI, AFO, NNE-OSHIMIRI. In the Pan-Igbo cosmology, Eke represents sun, Orie represents water, Afo represents soil, and Nkwo represents air. These four elements dwell within us as our eyes as Eke, the water or sweat in our body as Orie, our flesh as Afo, and our breath as Nkwo. These four elements serve as the organic engine of the earth. Eke, Orie, Afo, Nkwo. In the cosmology of Eke, Orie, Afo, Nkwo, they were described as four Igbo women carrying baskets and representing the star of women. The first going east, the second going west, the third going south, and the fourth going north. When we consult the spirits, after we give gratitude to Enu, the Divine Father, and Ana, the Divine Mother, we give gratitude to their offsprings, which are Eke, Orie, Afo, and Nkwo. Oranabo. In Afa, Eke is Oranabo, which is explaining two lights, dualism and fire. Eke is always the first day. Eke is the element of creation. This is why Eke is also linked to the python, which represents fertility and feminine creativity. In Igbo astrology, a male child that was born on Eke Day can be named Okeke, and a female child born on Eke Day can be named Mboeke, and any child born on Eke Day can be named Nweke. Ijite-Ululu or Ijite-Ululu. Ijite-Ululu is Orie, the second element in the Igbo 4 market days. To give gratitude to Orie on Orie Day or any other day, one must pour libation, because the elements of Orie is water. It is also relevant to go to a river, lake, or sea and consult water spirits on Orie Day. A male child born on Orie Day can be named Okoye, and a female child born on Orie Day can be named Mborie. Otule Ululu. The third day in the Igbo 4 market days is Afo, which is Otule Ululu in Afa. This is a day that is sacred to the earth goddess the most. It is a great day to use kola nut and consult the earth goddess, Ajana. A male child born on Aho Day can be named Okafo, and a female child born on Aho Day can be named Mboafo. Aka. The fourth day in the Igbo 4 market days is Nkwo, Afa, and the Igbo oral tradition enlightens us that Nkwo is the sacred name of Chukwu, and it is also the name of the Igbo ancestors known as Nkwo, who are the offsprings of Nkwo. The day of Nkwo is a great day to consult the spirits with calabash chalk, Nzo. A male child born on Nkwo Day can be named Okonkwo, and a female child born on Nkwo Day can be named Mbo Nkwo. You see the pyramids, like the Imhotep pyramids, as stages of human consciousness, or the manifestations of the fifth dimension, which is Bechi, the spiritual realm, where a soul rests. Ebi hena de metute, yene metute na mo, yene metute na mado, maniha de metute na chi. The first stage is the very bottom, known as Afo in Igbo. This stage is the material body of all living things. The third dimension, this is the world of action, the world of matter, material. The second stage is the world of formation, which is air, known as NNE-CHI in Igbo. The third stage is the world of creation, water, which is Orie in Igbo. Orie is the primordial ocean wave of creation. The fourth stage is the world of fire, which is EKE, the primordial fire of creation. The first cosmic light, that is EKE. The fifth stage is the seed, the ADO, the core of the cosmos, which is the home of Chi, the very pointy end of the spiral or the ring nebula, which is the home of our divine self, Akochi. The pineal intelligence gland. What the Igbo refer to as Chi is what the Kemetians refers to as Ka, Ako, Aka, the primordial state, which is also what the Yorubas refers to as Ori. Oga. Just as there are 4 elements in Igbo alchemy and spirituality, there are also 4 ages of the world. The 4 ages of the world are known as Ogaka, Ogachin, Ogazi, and Oganwu. Ogaka is the first age of the world, which is known as the age of immortality, the time when Agbara lived side by side, ate and drank with humans. This is also a time when Chukwu gave the Ofo, the staff of truth, to humans. In the Leopards of the Magical Dawn, Nze CHUKWU-AFO described this age as the true African Golden Age. Ogachi. The second age is called Ogachi. This was the age of dualism and self-realization. It was in Ogachi that the ancient Igbo ancestors, Ndi Agale, Ndushi, Ndiashi, shared their knowledge with the world. Ogazi. The third age is known as Ogazi. This age is known as the age of ignorance and wickedness. This was the age when Udo left the earth. This age brought slavery and colonization to Africa. Oganwu. The fourth age is called Oganwu. This is the age when everything hidden will be exposed. Oganwu unveils it all. The Oganwu spirit revolts against any system that has been keeping humanity backwards. It is the age when the spirit of Udo returns to earth. We are currently in Oganwu. The 7 alchemical planets became the 7 days of the week that the masses follow. The commercial timing system was created during the age of Ikenga, which was the age of Mars. Ikenga is the Igbo Natar of time. The perfection of time came from the Martians, those that came to Earth with Ikenga. Ikenga is held as Odumija because time is always ahead. Time is an illusion, but is the best friend of truth. The Westerners borrowed the 7 alchemical science from ancient Africa, the African Great Age. They manifested their own gods and goddesses and dedicated each of the days of the week to them. The commercial 7 weekdays were names of 7 Sumerian gods and goddesses recreated in Norse mythology. The Norsemen were a group of Germanic people who inhabited a place known as the Scandinavia and spoke what is now called the Old Norse language. Germanic people, like the Greco-Romans, were all taught alchemy by ancient Ndushi, Ndieshi, Ndishi, the Africans that were masters of physics, the elegant nomads. For decades, the African masses has been calling on Greco-Roman gods. These 7 alchemical commercial realms originally exist in Igbo pantheon as Ora, Oma, Ikenga, Agwu, Ngwu, Uto, and Ele. This is AGBOGHO, and we are embracing our methodology as an Igbo or African using the commercial timing system that the Europeans borrowed from the age of Ikenga. Just recognize the days of the week as followed. Ora, Anwu. Ora in Alpha is the Igbo spirit of the sun. Sunday is Ubochi Ora. Oma is the Igbo name for the moon spirit. Monday is Ubochi Oma. Ikenga, Ikane is the Igbo spirit of planet Mars. The sacred number of Ikenga is 3. Thus, Tuesday is Ubochi Ikenga. Agwu is the Igbo spirit from planet Mercury. Wednesday is Ubochi Agwu. Ngwu is the Igbo name for the Jupiter spirits. Thursday is Ubochi Ngwu. Utana is the Igbo spirit of Venus. Friday is Ubochi Utana. Ele is the Igbo spirit of planet Saturn. Saturday is Ubochi Ele. Agbara nka. Akpụtakpụ.
You are watching a master at work.
Akpụtakpụ is the spirit of technology in Igbo alchemy. He represents the spirit of ironworks. Technology became very progressive in the world through the human discovery of iron smelting. Akpụtakpụ is an Oka Igbo deity. In Igbo land, the Oka people were well known for iron smelting. Ezenka represents the spirit of dexterity in all humans. The secret of happiness is creativity. Thus, Ezenka is a representation of creativity, the spirit of creativity, the spirit of technology, the spirit of science, the infinite knowledge of science and technology. NNE-ETE Okwanka. CHUKWU was originally responsible for the weaving of what we know today as the Milky Way galaxy. This is also why Igbo women are responsible for weaving the Igbo traditional fashion known as akwete. NNE-ETE Okwanka is the goddess of weaving. She represents spirits of weaving, the spirits of dexterity. She's responsible for weaving what we know today as the Milky Way galaxy and the cosmic grid. Udude Okwanka is the spirit of weaving. He represents the cosmic web. The internet, networks, and connections are all created through the inspirations of Udude Okwanka. Udude Okwanka is an incarnation of CHUKWU-AFO that took on the responsibility of weaving the universe after Chukwu was burnt in the process of bettering the universe of light. EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI. Atu is the cosmic thought stream in the human mind. All creativity first takes place in our minds before we display them with our hands and character. Atu is the ancient name for the creator god in Igbo spirituality. Agbara uche. EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI. EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI is one of the ancient Igbo names for the light within the mind, or the etheric eye, which is the fourth eye. This eye is golden. Also, in Igbo, the symbol of CHUKWU, the home of the Supreme Spirit, or Chi itself, is a circle and a dot in the middle, representing the third eye, the pineal intelligence gland, ANA-EDO, the infinite watcher, OSE-OTULE, the infinite watcher of the universe. Anyanwụ. Anyanwụ is the infinite eye of the sun, which is referring to the light within the mind. This SIRIUS Ugo art displays the sacred geometry of the Masonic compass and square. And it unveils the esoteric meaning of the compass and square. Osara. Osara is the Afa Igbo name for the light within the mind, which is all kubina uche mmadụ. This light helps one to generate wisdom and intelligence. This is another proof that the ancient Igbo were fully aware of the importance of the third eye. Agbara nne na nna. Wizu. The Igbo worldview is called Wizu. This is a world of egalitarianism and equilibrium. Igbo principles teaches that nothing stands on its own. If a man stands, a woman stands beside him. Uizu teaches the importance of polarity, dualism, and cause and effects. Ogwugwu n'Udo. Udo and Ogwugwu represent the spirit of order and chaos, or the spirit of order and creation, or spirit and matter, or light and vibration. In Alpha, they both represent EKE-IDEMILI and EKE-IDEMILI. Ogwugwu is the spirit of creativity. Ogwugwu is electron and Udo is neutron. Udo is responsible for that which is keeping the universe going. EZENWANYI na EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI. EZENWANYI and EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI are the primordial water couple in Igbo spirituality. They are NNE-ATU and NNE-ETE, just like Nu and Nanunet or Abzu and Tiamat. Mame Wata and Pape Wata, Nne-mmiri na Eze-mmiri. Omanachi. Omanachi represents the polarity between the sun and the moon. Oma represents purification and rebirth of life, while Chi represents the life force of all living things. You can also recognize them as the sun and the moon, or the heaven and the earth, or spirit and matter, or water and fire. It is said that Chi kpatara nkụ okike, while Oma chutere iyi okike. Eke na Chi. Igbo spirituality enlightens us that the above and below created a covenant between themselves. This sacred union brought forth all living things. The source of our universe is androgynous. God is androgynous. God, the universe, the all-powerful, the omnipotent, the omniscience, the omnibenevolence, was a single vibration, Ete-Ofu, that broke into two. Dualism comes from singularity. NNE-ATU na EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI. Through physics, the Igbo ancestors also believed that nothing in the universe stands on its own. We believe that feminine and masculine energy exists in everything in the physical universe. The truth about Ekwensu. Before the colonization of Igbo land, Ekwensu was and is a chi that resists evil. A chi that we channel to conquer all the chaos in our lives. Ekwensu represents the spirit of liberation. The spirit of Ekwensu had to be demonized before we became a conquered people through colonization. The colonizers used the spirit of Ekwensu against us. It worked out for them because they came to Africa when Africa was in a dark age, Ogazing, which gave us a state of mind filled with ignorance. Anytime an Igbo person uses the name Ekwensu as a form of evil or a derogatory term, he or she has cursed the liberating spirit that dwells within themselves. The colonizers brainwashed Ogaze people to use their mouth to curse the liberating spirit that lives within them. Ekwensu bụ eze enu. As the eagle is the king of the sky, so also is Ekwensu the king of the sky. Ekwensu bụ ugo agwụ. Ugo agwụ. In Afa, Ekwensu is called Ohobala or Orobala, which is the lord of the night's lights. Our light at night, our light in difficult times. As the greatest warrior in Igbo pantheon, Ekwensu is held as Ugo Tubulagwo, the eagle that killed snake, the eagle that conquers the snakes. Basically, Ekwensu is your higher self that conquers your lower self. Thus revealing his zoomorphic form to be the eagle. Ekwensu bụ EZENWANYI, priest king of the moon. The teaching and healing spirit of Ekwensu is AKA-MA-ETE. Ekwensu is the savior of the people. It is he that the Abrahamists plagiarized as Angel Michael, and not the devil itself. Ekwensu is an Igbo savior spirit, robbed of his savior status by the Ogaze people that use him as their Christian devil. This is the same way the colonizers brainwashed Yoruba people to use Eshu as their Christian devil. And ever since then, the black man and the black woman never regained consciousness. Ugo Tubulagwo. The spirit of Ekwensu is channeled by ancient Igbo people during war. Ekwensu is held as the eagle that kills snake. Igwanshi. Igwanshi is a major festival in Udi, Igbo land, dedicated to the spirit of Ekwensu. There are so many places in Igbo land called Ekwensu, likewise many shrines. We have Obi Ekwensu. Igbo people also answer the name Ekwensu. Ekwensu's name links to the ancestors of the Igbo. Kwensu. It was the spirit of Ekwensu that was venerated as Kwensu or Kwansu in ancient Egyptian culture and spirituality. In their spirituality, Ekwensu was also a moon deity. Ekwenshi. Ekwensu holds the principles of all that the ancient Igbo were known for in ancient times. This is why the names of the Igbo ancestors are in his various venerations. AKA-MA-ETE. AKA-MA-ETE, the masculine spirit of wisdom, is Ekwensu as a teacher and a healer. Ekwensu bụ ugo agwụ. The glorious eagle, the victorious eagle. NNE-NRI. In various Igbo dialects, the Igbo ancestors are called Ndushi, Eshe, Nshi, Ndishi, which are also the Igbo words for dwarfs or pygmies. A dwarf in Igbo language is called Wanshi or Eshi, Ushi. These ancestors were dwarfs or pygmies. They were half humans and half gods. They were masters of astral projections. They were daredevils. They created all the African natural sciences, herbal medicines, cosmology, folklore, physics, astrology, astronomy, geometry, mathematics, and all the African spiritual sciences. They were the first Igbo people that also lived in a very thick forest called Igbo in ancient time. During Ogachi, Age of Self-Realization, some of them traveled around the world teaching African spiritual sciences and physics to the rest of the world. They were elegant nomads. They did not live in only one place. However, their base of operation was Igbo land. This is the symbol of Chi in Nsibiri. It is a representation of illumination and higher consciousness. That's why Chi is called Ijito-Ora in Afa and Ijito-Ofu. Because Chi is illumination, enlightenment, and the life force of your life. Chukwu, the great Chi, the great life force of the universe. It is very important for modern Igbo people to know what Chukwu is. Chukwu is the life force of all living things. Physically, Igbo people use the ring nebula as a symbol of Chukwu that dwells at the core of the cosmos. There is light at the core of the cosmos. And that light is a representation of Chukwu. This is why he is also held as CHUKWU-ORIE Akawa. Ijidora. Ra, the Kemet African sun god, is to ancient Egyptians what Chukwu is to ancient and modern Igbo people. It is also important to note that Chukwu is also known as Aka or Ra and Ijidora in Afa Igbo. And Ra, the sun god, originated from the Igbo sun god or Ra. This planet has had many suns, thus Chukwu is the oldest sun of the universe. Kepra is Ra at dawn, which is OSE-OTULE, similar to the Igbo morning sun god Otudeligwe or AGBOGHO OSE-OTULE that rises every morning from Onu-Oshuru, the bottomless pit of Oshuru in Leja, the ancient sun temple location in Igbo land. Otudeligwe, the ancient Igbo sun god. Otudeligwe is the name of one of the ancient and modern Igbo sun gods. In Alpha, Otu means phallus, pillar, and creativity. Esoterically, the phallus is a representation of the creative power of the sun. In human creation, the phallus is the portal of the life force, Chi. This is also why Chi is masculine and EKE is feminine in creation. Every morning, the phallus rises as the sun rises, because the phallus and the sun are the same, representing the life force of the earth. The ancient Sumerian sun god Otu, Shamash, is an embodiment of the Igbo sun god Utu-Deligwe. EZE-OTULE. The Igbo sun gods AKA-MA-ETE and Utu-Deligwe are the same manifestations with different avatars. Utu-Deligwe is AKA-MA-ETE in a vulture form, and AKA-MA-ETE is Utu-Deligwe in a falcon hawk form. Igbo people say that the reason why vultures are bald is because they fly too close to the sun. EZE-OTULE is the sun conquering the morning and freeing humans from darkness. The sun is CHUKWU, manifesting himself in the physical form as a life force of the earth. ATU, NNE-ETE. The term Anunnaki breaks down as Anu-Na-Ki. Anu is the name of the Sumerian sky god, while Ki is the name of the Sumerian earth goddess. Anu means sky. In linguistics, A and E interchanges. Thus, the Sumerian sky god Anu derives from the Igbo sky god Enu, and Ki possibly originated from the many names of the Igbo earth goddess Eke-Nwofia. Thus, Anunnaki is Enunna na Ekenne, which is the sky father and the earth mother. The ancient Sumerians, Egyptians, and Babylonians venerated the culture of the bull cow, just like the ancient Igbo did. The bull cow culture represents the Milky Way and the origin of the universe. This is another evidence proving that Igbo culture goes back thousands of years. The image on the left depicts Ekenne vomiting the sun at dawn. She either vomits or bets the sun at dawn, and every evening the sun dwells in her cosmic womb. NNE-Chukwu. When we want to go into our female lineage, we have to look into the mysteries of NNE-Chukwu, the Supreme Grand Lady of the Great Chi. She unveils herself as the Milky Way galaxy, Venus, and the Taurus constellation. CHUKWU. CHUKWU is our mother in her nourishing form as the heavenly cow. The Milky Way is called the Milky Way because it looks like a turning milk. When a woman is pregnant, her breast gets bigger and milky because the creative mother is the sacred cow. The Milky Way is the galaxy that includes our solar system. The oldest stars in the Milky Way are as old as our universe. In Igbo, cow is called Efi, Ehi, or Ato. The Igbo word Efi, Ehi gave birth to the title for the Kemet African bull cow culture of the city of Memphis, Menefe, which is Efi, Afis. The god Afi, Efis is Patha as a bull, while the cow mother, Hathor, Hateru, is his mother. NNE-ATU Asa, the seven Hathors copied by the Greeks as the Pleiades. The seven daughters of Atlas originated in Igbo as NNE-ATU Asa. Both the goddess Nut and Hateru are embodiments of the Igbo goddess NNE-ATU. The cow of heaven. All the ancient Kush Kemet African goddesses associated with the sacred cow are Hateru, Nut, Net, and Mehetweret. They are all various embodiments of NNE-ONU-IGBO. NNE-OSHIMIRI. The constellation of Taurus is associated with the several myths and bull cow venerations from several ancient cultures. It was the first sign of the zodiac established by amongst the ancient African traveling explorers NNE-AGWU, as it was the constellation through which the sun rose on the vernal equinox at that time. Modern Igbo people still holds the cow to be very sacred. There is also a cow festival in various places in Igbo land, such as the festival of Atunewi, and there is a specific cow known as the Igbo cow. It is usually black and brown in color. Igwe na-asa. The Milky Way can be seen with the naked eyes from Earth. The ancient Igbo astrologers explored the Milky Way the same way that various other ancient cultures explored the sky. In the constellation of Taurus, we can see the seven sisters discovered in various ancient cultures. In Igbo spirituality, these women were responsible for the foundation of what we know today as Igbo culture. They are the daughters of NNE-ONU-IGBO. Nut and Jeb are NNE-ATU na Njaba. The goddess Nut is the Milky Way, just like the Igbo goddess NNE-ATU. While Jeb is the earth water spirit Njaba. AGBOGHO. The mysteries of the Milky Way unveils the feminine energy fields and the role that women play in creation. It also unveils that the feminine energy is a very powerful energy in the cosmos. The Kosh Kemet notes NNE-ATU enlightens us that the entire universe is inside of the body of the goddess. Atudu. Udu. The Igbo vessel is the symbol of female power and energy field, which represents the cosmic womb. Udu is a water jug and a sacred instrumental vessel to Igbo women, which is played during various ceremonies. The Milky Way teaches us about our origin and the origin of our universe. And that everything was birthed, and the only beings capable of birthing things are the feminine beings. CHUKWU-EKE initiated the structural plan of the cosmos and birthed our universe from Sirius B, Obolodon. NNE-ATU, NNE-ATU, and NNE-ATU. The African woman is the mitochondrial Eve. Scientifically meaning that the Afro woman is the mother of all human species. NNE-AGWU is the wisdom of NNE-ATU that gave birth to how we see all natural phenomena. She is responsible for the reason why all that is in nature exists as masculine and feminine. She also governs our thought streams as the great planner and the great creator of the various ideas we have. NNE-ATU. The supreme cow of heaven is also the queen of heaven. The Taurus constellation enlightens us about the origin of mother goddesses. The sacred cow is a symbol of female fertility and motherhood. Atuoma Atu. Atuoma is the Igbo principle for balance, equilibrium, order, and morality. The goddess Ma'at was an embodiment of Atu in Igbo. To generate a great thought, to follow the right principles, to practice morality and fairness is Atuoma Atu in Igbo spirituality. The various similarities between Igbo spirituality and Kemet African spiritual systems proves that the ancient Igbo shamans were the ones that laid the foundation for their spiritual systems and culture. It also proves that the deities of Kush Kemet were imported from West Africa. CHUKWU-AFO, the creator god in Igbo, EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI, in one of his most supreme forms as NGWU, EZENWANYI-NWE, the father of Ikenga. The spirit of NGWU is very energetic, and one of his zoomorphic forms is as the bull. In Igbo, the bull is called Okefi or Ato. A bull represents masculine energy force, as the word Ato also means creative thoughts and structural plan. Ato represents masculine creative force. Igbo Dibias, shamans, hold the staff of NGWU. There are two major staff of NGWU. One is NGWU-ALO, the other is NGWU-AGRIGA. NGWU-ALO is used for turning energy, while NGWU-AGRIGA is used for transmitting energy. Agalenabo, Ijitaka, Ikenga Kamano. Ikenga Kamano is the willpower of the Igbo god of thunder. The zoomorphic form of Ikenga is the ram, because the way that the ram fights explains the meaning of Ikenga. Both Ikenga and the Igbo god of thunder, Amadioha, are associated with the ram. They represent the Igbo Jupiterian Martian energy force. The Kush Kemet African ram-headed deity known as Kumnu was possibly a personification of Kamano. Ikenga Galenabo. In Afa, Ikenga is held as a Galenabo. It is because Ikenga represents the Igbo Martian spirit of time. Ikenga is the primordial cosmic energy that is thought to move through the universe. Everything moving in nature is being moved by its own Ikenga. Ikenga is also held as Owata, that is one that makes a way where there is no way. Ikenga is also held as Nwangwu, which is the name of the Igbo god from planet Jupiter. It is said that men are from Bengwu, Jupiter, and that when a man is being chased, he runs to the tree known as Osisi-Ngwu, because the origin of masculine energy force is Ngwu. Respectively, in the Great Benin Kingdom, Ikenga was called Ikegobo. In Congo, he was called Dikenga. In Yoruba, he is called Ogun, and in Igala, he is called Okega. Ikenga-OMMIRI. Ikenga is one of the most powerful symbols of Igbo people. Ikenga is a kingmaker, as the chi of time, success, and achievements. His willpower makes one a king in his own domain. The sacred number of Ikenga is 3, and there are 3 major principles of Ikenga. These 3 major principles are Ikenga Nwonye, Ikenga Odumije, and Ikenga Ogaranya. Ikenga Nwonye teaches about discovering who you are and what your dexterities are. Ikenga Odumije is the Ikenga of someone that has figured out what his purpose in life is and working persistently to achieve his goals. The third Ikenga is the Ogaranya, and this is the Ikenga of a successful person. This Ikenga teaches the responsibilities of a successful person. Ikenga Ebunejishi Ajogo. In Igbo astrology, Ikenga is Aries, the ram, governed by planet Mars. Ikenga is one of the greatest warriors spirits in Igbo spirituality. Ikenga is a personification of human endeavor, achievements, success, and victory. Ikenga is grounded in the belief that the power for a man to accomplish things is in his right hand, right brain. The ram symbol is about boldness, new energy, new beginning, new paths, and power. Ikenga represents ancient warriors and their defiant attitude. The ram prepared his entire life, so he knows what he is capable of. He will never refrain from leaping into a new opportunity and will go beyond without fear. Another name for Ikenga is Ikane, the energy of the earth. AKA-ETE, Ete, Obwe, Obi AKA-ETE Iyi, the realm of the Queen of the Ocean Sea. There are various water spirits in Igbo spirituality. Water spirits exist to remind us about our origins. All lives originated from the water, and this is why we are made up of 70% water. The greatest mysteries about Earth can be found deep down the ocean, and we have more water here on Earth than we have dry land. The secret name of Earth is Oshimiri. EKE, IORIE, EAFO, NNE-NKWO. Igbo mysteries said that when the first beings came to Earth from Sirius B, NNE-ETE, they first inhabited the ocean because there were no dry lands yet. These beings were androgynous and deathless. They existed in the very beginning of Ogaka, which is the first age of the world. And they were the ones that birthed Ndembo, which are the first humans on Earth. Orashi is a very ancient Igbo earth and water spirit of Ndembo, the first humans. In Igbo astrology, planet Uranus is the home of Orashi. Thus, the astral sign of Orashi is Aquarius. Orashi is one of the first sons of the Igbo earth goddess Allah. Just like Uranus is the first son of the earth goddess Gaia. The Greeks must have gotten the mysteries of Uranus from the ancient Igbo Sea Emperor. Oshimiri. Oshimiri is the primordial ocean of creation. Komosu, in her infinite journey of transformation, became the ocean before she became the dry lands, which is Ajana, which is her living body, Ajana. Oshimiri is EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI and ISI-AJATA. The most mysterious creatures of the earth are deep down the ocean. You can consult water spirits by pouring libation or pouring sugary drinks in lakes, rivers, sea, or ocean. Water spirits love sugary things. EZENWANYI. EZENWANYI is the Igbo lord of watery intelligence, craft, celestial water, sea water, lake water, fertility, semen, and magic. In Igbo astrology, he governs planet Neptune. Sumerian Enki, who is also known as E, is his embodiment. The second name of Enki, which is E, looks like it comes from the Igbo name for river water, iyi. Ioma. Ioma is the sacred water of Oma, the mother of morality. I is very sacred to Igbo women. In ancient Igbo, daughters and children were often the ones fetching water from the streams. Igbo says that Eke CHUKWU-EKE, while Chi NNE-OSHIMIRI, meaning that Eke, the divine feminine creator, was responsible for providing the waters of creation, while Chi, the divine masculine life force, provided the woods of creation. Igbo people are Neolithic people, thus food is cooked with firewood. Without firewood and water, food cannot be prepared. Obuide and Orashi. Obuide and Orashi are two major water spirits in one river. Orashi is brown in color, while Obuide is green in color. The oral story of the two water spirits says that thousands of years ago, the both rivers named Orash and Obuide were a human couple. Orash was a man and Obuide was a woman. They were married and they were so in love, but one day they had a very big fight and they became very angry with each other. The both of them separated and they reincarnated into the two rivers, and up till now they are still very angry at each other. That is why they can never mix. AKA-MA-ETE. ANA, nne m ọma. The Igbo Earth Moon goddess Ana was venerated all over the world. To find all the places Ndu Shiagede traveled to from Africa, we must follow the footsteps of Ana. Anat is a Northwest Semitic mother of gods, Nechkunine, known as Anat in ancient Kemet, also known in Ogarit, Hebrew, Phoenician, and Greek spirituality. She is a very important Northwest Semitic goddess who is known as a Canaanite deity who became popular in ancient Kemet during the Middle Kingdom. She was also sometimes called Queen of Heaven. Her iconography varies, and she was usually shown carrying one or more weapons. In a Syrian inscription, the Greek goddess Athena, Sotera, Nike were all equated with Anat, who was described in the inscription as the strength of life. Anat was also called Athena by Sanchu Neathon. Anat is also associated with Elat, which is Allah in Igbo, known as the goddess of motherhood and fertility by the Akkadians. Her center cult was at ancient Jerusalem. In Kemet, during the 5th centuries, Elephantine papyri made a mention of a goddess called Anat. Alawuala. Alawuala is the full name of the Igbo Earth goddess known as Allah, Ane, Ana all over Igbo land. Allah is a CHUKWU-EKE. We currently live inside her womb, Afana. All the earth goddesses of the world are personification of Allah. Igbo culture, Ordinala, that which is on earth, was named after the supreme earth goddess. All the proper shrines of Allah in Igbo land are made up of natural forests, trees. Many times her shrines are built with shrubs. Nnechukwu n'Omomba, Nnechukwu Amore na Nkano, Nnechukwu na Obiene, all these different shrines of CHUKWU-EKE were all built around natural environments. Ahobunaga. Ahobunaga is the Igbo spirit that rules over the forests and every natural environment. He is one of the first sons of the Earth Mother, Ajana. He provides ecosystem for the earth. Ahobunaga is an evidence proving that the ancient Igbo people had a tremendous regard for nature and natural environments. Ahobunaga cannot function anywhere that isn't natural, and the best place to experience Ahobunaga is to go deep into the forests. Agu means three things in Igbo: forests, leopard, and big cats. However, Agu is much more associated with leopards and forests because the leopard is a forest dweller. EZENWANYI-NWE-MMIRI, the priestess that is in nature. The original Igbo culture and tradition are based on animism and shamanism, which is the natural culture of the first people on earth, and we also see Ane in animism. Igbo means forest of life, and the principles of Igbo, who is Ahobunaga, teaches that one must fully embrace nature. One of the proper initiation ritual process of being an Igbo shaman is to spend a certain amount of time in a natural environment, which is the forest. The Ezenwanyi priestess or Ezenwoke priest must master the language of nature before being an Igbo shaman. Obunaga, a forest dweller, one who is one and the same with nature, an embracer of all that is natural. A true Igbo. To consult our Obunaga, you must go into nature, an area where plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscapes, work together to form a bubble of life. The mysteries of Obunaga enlightens us about the ways of the first humans that lived during the first age of the world, known as Ogaka, the age of the spirit self. Obunaga is also the father of agriculture and vegetations. NNE-Igbo. Mother Nature creating what we know as spring and summer. Green is Ndo in Igbo, which is also the Igbo word for life. Respectively, because of the tremendous nature, knowledge, and agriculture that comes out of the Igbo culture of Ajana and Obunaga, the majority of the soups eaten in West Africa are Igbo soups. Ofe okro, ofe oha, ofe egusi, ofe onugbo, ofe ogbono, ofe ede. These are all Igbo vegetable soups that Ajana, CHUKWU-EKE, use to nourish and nurture Igbo and its neighbors. NNE-Igbo. The divine father of Igbo. Father Nature. In the Igbo earth culture known as Ordinane, there are various earth-dwelling deities such as Ado, Chukwu, CHUKWU-AFO, Obinikpa, Obunaga, Arobunaga, Ahobunaga, and many others. They are all embodiments of Father Nature. Elebu Igbo. The antelope is an incredible fast animal that is associated with innocence, watchfulness, and intuition. Okeke made them so fast and extremely intuitive, which is what they use to escape and stay out of trouble. This is also why the ancient Igbo gave the antelope the name of the spirits of watchfulness and intuition, known as Ele. Ele, the infinite watcher, manifested itself and its elements in the antelopes. Antelopes also represents the spirit of Ogaka, which is a spirit that is herbivorous, a nomadic animal that feeds on plants instead of other animals or humans. This is also the reason why they represent Obioma, pure soul. Humans of the first age of the world, we are very nomadic like the antelopes and also feed on plants. Ella represents the spirits of Ndushiaka, which are Ndembo, the offsprings of the old god, Akofu. Ella is a part of the Capricorn family, which includes goats. The idea of Capricorn representing a sea goat originated from the zoomorphic form of the Sumerian god Enki. Enki is also a spirit that is friendly to humans, just like Ele. Enki is the Sumerian manifestation of Ele in Igbo. Nnomomo, Omo, Akwale Omomo, Oda Omomo is the Igbo mother goddess of birth and protection, known as CHUKWU in Alpha. She is the spirit of birth. Everything is birthed. Children, wealth, success, protection are all birthed. She is one of the many manifestations of NNE-CHUKWU-EKE, which is Ajana. Note the consort of Amun and the mother of Kwensu is an incarnation of Nnomomo. When the cosmic womb, pyramid, shrine, temple of NNE-OMOMO is installed in a specific family, compound, or community, that family multiplies and becomes very successful. N'ọnwa. Omanne is the Igbo moon and water goddess. She is the mother that is in charge of all that is pure, good, omnibenevolent, moral, and kind. She is also the goddess of the Igbo lunar time system. When one wants to consult Oma, you can either pour libation or use Nzo, calabash chalk. In Igbo spirituality, the calabash chalk represents purity, as Igbo people use it for self-purifications. Eze Udo. Udo Ijitose in Afa is the supreme god of preservation and restoration in Igbo spirituality. He is one of the many incarnations of Chukwu, the great Chi. Udo simply means peacefulness in Igbo. Udo preserves, restores, prevents, and subdues all forms of chaos. In this Serious Ugo art, Udo is holding an Ofo, the Igbo staff of truth and justice, in his right hand, and a lotus flower on his left hand. Lotus is a symbol of purity, enlightenment, and self-regeneration and rebirth, which are the attributes of Udo. The Hindu god Vishnu is an embodiment of Udo, and just like Vishnu, Udo is often depicted in blue color. Ijitose. Udo is the god of light and self-purification. Oga-ANWU, the age of enlightenment, is when Udo returns to earth to restore peace and harmony. Oglishi, New Baldir, is the sacred tree of Udo. New Baldir is a plant that is native to the west and central part of Africa. This sacred Udo plant is used for various medical purposes. In the book Leopard of the Magical Dawn, CHUKWU-EKE said that Omagbo ancestors are also known for their highly advanced knowledge on Arobunaga, who is actually a deified form of Earth's electromagnetic energy, represented as a cobra with a rearing head, forming sacred parts, Aquarala. This sacred serpent is also represented as a python, EKE-IDEMILI, in parts of Igbo land. Its manifestation as the cave is represented as Eke-Ogba, as a sacred cobra. It is diversely represented as Aro, Aho, Arobunaga, Ahobulaga, Ahobinekpa, Afo, Obunaga, Obinekpa, Ubinokpabi. Its multiple heads manifest as geodetic nodes across our planet, known as Ishiaho, Ishiaro, Ishieke. Okala-Ogute, Obala-Ogute, Agwu, Okpoko. Okpoko is the hornbill form of Agwu. The messenger of Chukwu. During the time when CHUKWU-AFO was designing the fate of the already birthed universe, he sent out Okpoko to go and observe how creation was turning out. And Okpoko came out from Bechukwu and saw that the earth was covered with water and darkness. Thus, Okpoko is a representation of Agwu, the messenger of Chukwu. AGBOGHO. Agwu is the Igbo spirits of divination, astrology, astronomy, writing, healing, wisdom, communication, knowledge, intelligence, and divine actions. As the chi of information gathering, Agwu is the greatest symbol of Igbo dibias, shamans. Nothing is above Agwu, which is why it is called AGBOGHO. It is the head of all. It is Agwu that makes one a dibia. Agwu manifested immediately after the earth came into existence. Like the two sides of our brain, Agwu comes as male and female. NNE-AGWU and AKA-MA-ETE. One of the zoomorphic forms of Agwu is as a falcon hawk, and Kemet, Heru, and Aset are both an embodiment of NNE-AGWU and AKA-MA-ETE. AGBOGHO. No deity is above Agwu, and no deity can function without Agwu. NNE-AGWU. NNE-AGWU is the mother of wisdom and knowledge in Igbo spirituality. She is the mother that reveals all Abia, mystical knowledge for healing and wisdom. In the Abrahamic mystery systems, the Holy Spirit is a hidden embodiment of NNE-AGWU, who was also manifested as Sophia, the mother of wisdom in Greco-Roman world. Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, was described as the divine force, quality, and influence of God over the universe and over his creatures. Also, the Holy Spirit acts as an agent of divine action and communication. The Holy Spirit is also seen as the intermediary between God and man, and these principles originated from the mysteries of NNE-AGWU, the mother of wisdom, governing planet Mercury in astrology. NNE-AGWU, Odiobala, the Grand Lady of the universe, incarnated as NNE-AGWU to reveal the mysteries of the universe to her Igbo children. The mysteries of NNE-AGWU revealed the Igbo origin of the divination system known in Igbo as Afa and in Yoruba as Ifa. In Ogaka, the first age of the world, all mystical knowledge were revealed by a woman known as NNE-AGWU. Anything that Igbo people wanted to know about the universe and life were all revealed by her. She was the source of all knowledge. She was the omniscience in physical form. She unveiled what was, what is, what will be. She lived until she was very old and died. When she passed away, the masses were thrown into confusion because it felt like wisdom was dead. However, a report was sent to Chukwu, and Chukwu responded back. He instructed humans to bury the mother of wisdom, and that the ugili tree will grow out of her head, and that when its fruits ripes and falls, it should be broken into 2 and 4 on each side and should be used for divination, and that will unveil what is, what was, and what will be. This was the origin of Afa Abokbala Ugili, divination system of Igbo and in Africa. Neikuku. Agwu is associated with the wind, waves, and air. Agwu is a visitor. Agwu na abia abia. It is an infinite spark of intelligence that invades one mind, giving a person an immense amount of knowledge and wisdom. Obaota Agwu. Iru Agwu is the ritual of aligning one's Agwu to be balanced in order for one to make better and right decisions in life. Having your Agwu aligned is like hitting the target with an arrow, being in tune with your Chi, and having your pineal intelligence gland crystal clear. You will know you are accomplishing this spiritual task when you begin to see what others cannot see. Having sight beyond sight. ANA-EDO, eagle eye. AGBOGHO-MMUO, falcon eye. ANA-EDO, vulture eye. All these birds are associated with Agwu and the pineal intelligence gland, Osara. Agwu is the universal mind. The African Venus. NNE-AJATA, the source of the first light of creation. The Igbo manifestations of Venus reveals that, in fact, the goddess of beauty, love, sexuality, and all feminine attributes originated from Africa. The Sumerian Inanna, Ishtar, clearly derives from ISI-AJATA, which is one of the many names of the Igbo African Venus. Inanna also comes from the Igbo Nene, which means mother of mothers. Historically, the Christian celebration known as Easter derived its name from the Ishtar, which is ISI-AJATA. Thus, the celebration of Easter is the celebration of Ishtar. The symbol of the phoenix rising from its own ashes is a manifestation of the resurrection of Utokomosu, who is Venus. EKE-IDEMILI comes to the counterparts of Chukwu, sacrifice our life force for Igbo people to have cocoyam. And in the Igbo lunar calendar of NNE, NNE-ATU, from late November to December is dedicated to her. Every morning she resurrects as EKE-IDEMILI and OSE-OTULE. Thus she is the one called the morning star. Both Lucifer and Jesus were also called the morning stars in the Bible. It is because they are both early Iron Age Ogazi plagiarisms of the mother of all illumination who has existed since the beginning of time. Esoterically, Lucifer is feminine. It was she that illuminated Adam and Eve in the biblical allegory of the first man and the first woman. Nako is the supreme goddess of prosperity, faith, generosity, fortune, wealth, and economy. In this SIRIUS UGO art, she's holding a basket full of gold while they are all pouring on the ground. She is wearing the Igbo eagle white feather, which represents purity, and she's carrying Udu, the ancient Igbo vessel that represents feminine power. She represents one of the many incarnations of the Igbo African Venus. Aduto, Adada, Neuto, Utonna, the Igbo goddess of love and beauty. She's holding a mirror because she loves looking at her beauty, such as her face. Her hair is green because she represents life. She's the creator, EKE-IDEMILI. She represents growth and illumination. Uto, her wings represents force and movements because she loves to travel. The small basket on her side represents riches and blessings. The mound and the dove flying above the mound represents her elegance, and the two dark-skinned beauty wearing the horns of a NNE-ATU and wings are her sacred servants. Esoterically, the mound of our CHUKWU-EKE in her temple is the Mons Veneris, the mound of love, a mound that grows in the sacred vagina at the sacral plexus when a woman is sexually aroused. That is the Mons Venus, and Uto backwards is Auto, which means sacred vagina in Igbo. Other important forces of nature. Amadioha. Amadioha, AKA-MA-ETE, Kano of Ofe, Igwe is the supreme Igbo god of thunder and lightning. Amadioha is one of the most popular Igbo deities, along with Ikenga and Ana. In some creation accounts, the earth goddess Ana is his consort. Amadioha is the chi of justice, natural law, peace, and unity. His morphic form is a white ram. His favorite color is red, and his day in Igbo 4 market days is Afo, the third day. Amumigwe. Amumigwe is the supreme Igbo goddess of lightning, justice, natural laws, and divine order. She created Iwana and Nsana, which are the natural laws and divine order of the Earth Mother. Amuma is also the interpreter of the will of the gods. Thus, Amuma in Igbo means foresight and lightning. Like Ma'at, her symbol is the scale of balance. Without Amumigwe, humans wouldn't understand the significance of consequences. In some creation accounts, she is the consort of Igwe, the supreme god of thunder. Njokuji. Njokuji is the Igbo deity that is in charge of yam production and agriculture. In Igbo artifacts, he was often depicted with two goddesses that are possibly a dual version of Ifejoko and Ahanjoko or Ahanjoko, which are his female counterparts as the custodians of yam in Igbo culture. In Igbo spirituality, yam is a masculine food, while cocoyam is a feminine food. This doesn't mean that women don't eat yam or that men don't eat cocoyam. The two goddesses that are the wives of Njokuji were often depicted carrying children. This means that he is also a god of fertility and fertile lands. The name Njokuji breaks down into 3 syllables. Nji-Okoji, which means light bearer of yam, a master of yam production. Obiele is Obi-Chukwu, which is the primordial cosmic house of the supreme chi that dwells at the core of the cosmos. The sacred geometry of Chukwu is a square spiral. This is thought to be the shape of the primordial house of Ele, the infinite watcher of the universe. Also, the shape of the pyramids of Giza, the Nubian pyramids of Sudan, the Aztec pyramids, and the cube of Saturn are all a representation of the shape of Obi-Chukwu. Ogwugwu. Ogwugwu is the supreme Igbo goddess that is in charge of divine feminine energy, feminine ability, feminine creativity, and feminine capabilities. Ogwugwu also represents mountains and volcanoes. She is the consort of Udo. Ogwugwu is dark energy, which is the mysterious force that's causing the rate of expansion of our universe. She's the creator and the destroyer, which is why she is carrying her child in her left hand and holding on sword on her right hand. She is also a goddess of divine justice and war. The sacred tree of Ogwugwu is the Oji tree. Ogwugwu is the mother of feminine power, just as Ngwu is the god of masculine power. Ibudu is that which is incomprehensible. It is in Ibudu that the true name of the Almighty manifested itself. Ibudu is a representation of the primordial state of the universe, which is pure darkness, just like Ogwugwu is the feminine aspect of dark energy. This is how Ibudu is the masculine aspect of dark energy. This is also what Shivudu represents in Hinduism. Chukwu obscures himself in his Ibudu at the core of the cosmos, which is Akowa. The reason why no one truly knows the Almighty is because of Ibudu. Thus, to know the Almighty is to encounter Ibudu. Ibudu Aka, Ibudu Chi. Ibudu is the mysterious, incomprehensible dark one from an obscure source. As the lord of the underworld and primordial darkness, he has been incarnated in many cultures as Kush, Kemet, Amen, Roman Pluto, and Greek Hades. Ibudu Ofu, Ibudu Owa. Ibudu is the ultimate universal reality. Everything that we know about this universe was seen during the time of Ibudu. It is during the night time that we see the Milky Way, Sirius, and nebulas. All we see during the daytime are blue and white clouds, with a gigantic star known as the Sun shining down on everything. This bright star and his pride was well manifested in the Kemet mysteries of the universe in a story where the sun, Ora, was preventing the night sky goddess Nut from having her more children, because any male child from Nut will overthrow him as the king of Kemet. Nut is a representation of the Milky Way, which can only be seen in Ibudu. During the night time, with the light of Oma, we see the ways of the sky, Uzo-Enu, which is also the ways that taught us about our origin. This is why Onwa is the mother of astrology, governing the constellation of Cancer. Ibudu governs the constellation of Scorpio, while his father, Ele, governs the constellation of Capricorn as the father of astrology. Ibudu is the ultimate reality because he taught us that all lives comes with a death sentence. We would never know life without death. Thus, death is as relevant as life. Igbo Renaissance art. The aim of the rebirth of the sacred art of Igbo African spirituality by SIRIUS UGO ART is to restore the glory of African methodology and unveil the hidden African intelligence in our spirituality. As we are the ones witnessing the beginning of Oganwu, the age of enlightenment, it is our duty to lay the foundation of Anwu for the next generation. The world turtle, also referred to as the cosmic turtle or the world-bearing turtle, is a system of a giant turtle or tortoise supporting or containing the world. This cosmic turtle represents how Igbo emerged with the universe, from bottom to the top. Agbara, which are the energy forces of the universe as they rose from NNE-OSHIMIRI to take their various places in Enuane. The cosmic turtle represents Ajana, the body of the Supreme Mother. Below her is Imane, which harbors the spirits of the sea, river, and ocean. At the very top is the representation of Ugebenaja, which is the spirit of an ascended ancestor. The light at the very top is OSE-OTULE Sirius A, which is the source light of Igbo people. The Igbos are a cosmic seed people from Sirius A and Sirius B, as well as the Orion's belt.